Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the presentation of the Clearbooks property paid plan. And we're going to demo the paid version of our landlord or property plan today. Um, Before we start, let's just go through a little bit about myself. My name is Sami Rahman, and I've been with Clearbooks for the last few months, and I do support the Clearbooks users on the phones and via email as well. We're gonna go through cover some bits again. Overview of the plan, the difference between the free and paid version, and then we're going to go through the interface, and then the MTD quarterly submissions and tax return section as well. Okay, so let's before we begin, if you have any questions or need any assistance, you can scan the QR code and you will see help guides and resources available there. A replay will be sent after the session. So in case you miss any bits and bobs, you can always refer to the recording. If you're also signed up with the Clearbooks free or paid version, you can follow along inside your Clearbooks account as well. Okay. So let's just quickly share my screen. Okay. Right. Okay. So you can see the property plan dashboard here. And before we actually go through the dashboard, let's just take a quick look on our landlord plan as well. And you would see the property free option as well as the paid version here. The free version is also MTD compliant. So basically, it will allow you to submit the quarterly updates and the year-end tax return filing. But it will need you to combine all your property income in one go. So basically, combine them in one systems. Whereas the paid version allows you to keep your properties separate, so you can actually run reports for properties separately, record payments and incomes for the properties separately as well, and also you can have email support, phone support on the paid versions as well as you can add bank feeds on the paid version too. So let's go back to the dashboard again. Oh, the dashboard for properties should look like this. Basically, you would be starting to add your properties by clicking onto the property tab. I already have got 2 properties listed there, and you can see it's showing the profit and loss reports, incomes, and stuff like that. In case you need to add more properties, you can use the create property tool here, and you'll also be able to delete the properties if you don't need to by using the delete icon there. And you can always look at the archive properties, look at the property reports from here. Ideally, the system wants you to link your bank account and then link to HMRC for MTDs, and then submit your quarterly submissions and yearly submissions to HMRC. So their steps are quite simple with what you can see on the account setup area. And let's take a look on the bank account section. Ideally, you can add bank accounts by clicking on the add account section. You simply select what type of account you want to add and provide some additional details, some sort codes, the IBAN numbers and bank country, that stuff like that, and you can save the section. Okay, we're not going to set up a bank here, but your system should look very similar to that if you already have some bank accounts. And then you will be able to add bank feeds. Okay, so bank feeds, we use third-party secure system called Plaid, and Plaid usually allows you to select a bank from their list. Most of the UK high street banks are actually covered here. And once you select a bank, it should give you a QR code, and the QR code should open up the setup process on your banking app. Um, Once you have done the setup process, it should also give you the option to choose the date from the date you want to import the transactions from, and the system will show all the transactions to explain under your bank accounts. So I'm seeing only 21 total new transactions to explain, but you may see a lot more on the first time. But as you go and explain more and more, your daily transactions could look way lesser than that, and you'll probably be just explaining a handful every day. The system refreshes the feed every 3 or 4 times, so depending on the transaction arriving hitting your account, they should start showing up in this location. So yeah, let's click on the amount to explain. I can see I've got 21 to explain, and we are going to explain a few transactions to understand how you record your income and expenses. So with the property businesses, ideally, most of your transactions would be rental income. So let's just pick that one. And say we have this transaction, transfer, refund, and personal section. So our tenant is called John, and they are paying £1,000 as my rental income. The rental income has already been selected by the system automatically as the account code, because it's getting this details in the description. But then it may be a property that I own jointly. Okay, so instead of £1,000, I'm gonna if I have got a 50-50 ownership, I'm only gonna record £500 instead of 1,000. And then if I save it, it will have explained the £500, and then there will be an unallocated balance of another £500. So if I own this in property with my partner, I don't need to explain that version, that bit here. So I can explain the remaining 500 as drawings or personal transactions. Okay, and if we click add receipt, it will then explain the whole £1,000 within that one transaction. And if I save it, you can see the total income has been explained, but I'm only reporting £500 to HMRC for this particular transactions. And this will also, if I own a property with a partner, the partner will also gonna do the same. So if they connect with the same bank feed, they will be able to explain £500 on their end and £500 as drawings. So they're also only explaining £500 here. So we have explained an income. Let's just explain another transaction as well. So say we have a transaction from Shell fuel station. If it's not showing up here as a supplier, we can always add Shell as the supplier. That's the only bit needed, really, nothing else. So we're going to save them. And then we can claim it as mileage. We can claim it as travel expenses. We're happy with the full amount. So if we have to also select a property, say it was particularly for one property, but if you actually have expenses that covers multiple properties, you can add another miscellaneous property or a general property expense option, and then you can select that one from that drop down as well. So that's also a good idea to create a third or additional miscellaneous property identity in case you have got common expenses. So yeah, if we just save this, it will explain the transaction as a expense here as well, and they should all show up as a bill or as a invoice in our income and expenses section too. So yeah, let's just take a look into the income section. You can see all the transactions showing up here as well. The £500 income has already generated an invoice, so it has generated from the transaction that we explained and things like that. We can manually record income as well. This is the only version available on the free version. So yeah, you can select a date, select a contact, give it a reference if you want to, give it a description, and give it an amount. And you can actually select from the account codes available here. So you can have rental income, rent a room rental income, that sort of things. That Clearbooks already identifies unique account codes that are suitable for property businesses. So yeah, let's just click rental income, and you can choose a property from here, and also make sure you have the bank already listed. So you can list it from this location or select from this location. Okay, so if you save it, it will also generate an invoice on the invoice area as well. So yeah, so you can manually generate an income, manually record an income, as well as explain a bank transaction, whichever is suitable. You can actually use it. All right, and it will be the same for expenses as well. You can manually record an expense by clicking on create bill, and or record the bills manually. All right, so you can simply select another supplier. Say we have got BT, and we're going to give a description like internet bill. Again, it could be for a single property or for multiple properties. The account code already identifies from the description. If you have got a monthly bill for £25, you can hit save, and this will also generate a bill and also show up on your expenses list. So yeah, you've got multiple ways to actually record income and expenses, either the bank transaction method, or manually record an income, or manually record an expense methods. These are all available in the system. Ideally, you just need to follow the most ideal or most suitable methods for yourself, just once. The other option we have got here is bills inbox, again as a item that is available on the paid versions only. So we have already uploaded some demo receipts. You can also use the Clearbooks mobile app to take pictures of the receipts as well, in case you need to. So once you upload it from the phone, it will be available on the ready to review section. So let's just review one of them, just to show you how good the system is to identify the total transaction amount. So you can see it's a pay at pump Tesco receipt, and it is showing £40 and 2 pence very vaguely, but the system actually have picked up the £40 and 2 pence quite easily. It has also identified the supplier as Tesco. It has generated a reference, and all you need to do is simply select a property and save the section, and it will create another bill for you and ask you to explain the next ones. We're not going to explain all of them, but once these bills are explained, they will go away from the view. So that means you have explained them in the section. Okay, so now that we have gone through the recording the transactions, we can head on to the most important bit, which is the MTD4 income tax. Our this account actually is not really set up for the demo, so we're going to quickly switch over to the sole trader account, which actually looks very similar to the property business as well, with some differences here and there. But yeah, we do have a demo set up on here. Ideally, the first thing you would be doing is go through providing your national insurance number. So you're literally authorizing ClearBooks to work on your behalf or submit on your behalf on your HMRC systems. And if you click on Manage to HMRC account online, it will be going through a series of steps on the HMRC systems. Make sure you're selecting property business through your property business. Make sure you're selecting sole trader business if you have additional sole trader business as well. Once the setup is done on the HMRC app's end, you will see a confirmation instead of the yellow segment here, and your submission sections will look something like this. Sometimes if you're too early, your submission obligations may not show, but ideally from the 6th April 2026 onwards, you will start seeing your submission obligations coming from HMRC directly. Okay, so you can see we have already submitted some of um, um, uh, the transactions or quarterly updates. Let's just review one that we have here. So your quarterly submissions sections will look something like this, where all your income and expenses will be accumulated for you, and you have a like a taxable profit or loss to report. You can have the consolidated version if the income threshold is less than 90,000. You can just submit the consolidated version. If it exceeds the 90,000 pounds, you have to submit the full version. Okay, and then if you click on it, it should give you the confirmation that it has been submitted. So yeah, if you just click on it, go ahead, and here you can see quarter 3 income and expenses has been submitted to HMRC. And then if you go back, it will show you the fulfilled transactions here. Again, once you have completed all 4 quarters, you would need to look at the MTD tax return hub from here. It actually is a second business, which you can also see from the drop down. Basically, you have a property business, you have an MTD income tax business, and you have you also may have a sole trader business here as well. So what this MTD income tax return hub does is it accumulates all your income, either from self-employment, from property, and it also shows other income. The property income here is showing 0 because it's a dummy account, so it's really fake data. But the idea is that the property income should show here as well. Any other income like savings, dividends, or any other deductions and reliefs can be reported on the year-end tax return form as well, and this will adjust the final HMRC tax estimate. The HMRC tax estimate should change to the finalize button once the year actually ends, and you are happy with the numbers. You can actually finalize the total amount from this section. So that's your quarterly and yearly submissions out of the way. You can always then go back to your property business. Okay. Your property business also has some additional reporting tools, which is nice to have. Like you can list transactions, you can have property reports on the paid version, you can have balance sheet, cash flow, profit and loss, trial balance, all these sort of tools available to you for your personal accounting needs if you have to. And let's just go to the other remaining tabs we have here. You can generate your customers and suppliers list. Ideally, if you are doing tenants, you probably won't have loads of customers, just your tenants, but you may have a list of suppliers. But you can always generate them when explaining the transactions as well. They will all show up on this list as well. Okay, and you can then go to the tools section. You have file store, export, and journals on the tools area. Basically, the file store is for you to upload any files, any receipts that you want to use at a later time. And then the export option is there for you to export data if you need to and put them on a different platform. So for example, you can select two date ranges, and you can select the data type you want to export. So let's say, for example, we want to export all the contacts and select go. This will generate a CSV file for you, which you can input in a different platform if you need to. Okay. Let's go to the settings option finally, and it shows account codes, periods, locking periods, opening balances, and import rules. So account codes are something that you would um, need for any accounting related businesses, um, or your any sort of accounting what comes with an account code, okay, to identify what sort of income and expense they are. And clearbooks already provide a list of them, and which is quite extensive as well. And in order to show them on the drop down or everywhere that we have seen earlier, you need to make sure if it's expense, it is showing up on the purchases list, and if it's an income, it is showing under the sales list. Otherwise, you won't be seeing them if they're not ticked. Okay, so if you have ticked something, you also need to save the display settings. Only then you will be seeing them on any bank explain feed or any manual recording of the income. And then if you actually don't see them on your list, you can create an account code as well, which is quite unlikely, but time to time, you may come across a transaction which actually doesn't fit any account code available. You then can actually create your own account code. That's not a problem. Ideally, you would be selecting your periods. 6th of April to 5th of April is ideal. It's something you should do first thing before, after you have signed up. And your opening balances are going to be already captured from your bank accounts on the same date you have started pulling your bank transactions from. So make sure that this area looks the same as it was on the bank on that very same day, say 6th of April 2026. And the final option is import rules. Again, every time you explain a transaction, the system creates some import rules. You can always come back here, delete them, make any changes to the import rules as well. But basically, they're here to help you understand the transaction and explain it for you in the future as an auto explain tool. So once you have explained most chunk of the transaction once or twice, you will then actually get the option to get it explained automatically by the system. So it's a very handy tool for you to make the best use of. But yeah, you can always make changes, delete them if you need to from this section. Here you get the drop-down list. You can search any transactions from here as well. The drop downs actually shows the other businesses. So you may have a sole trader business as well as a property business, and your MTD income tax business. You can always cycle between them. Your business settings contains the business details. The settings page actually allows you to close the business or reset the business. So in case you need to start from scratch, maybe you were playing with dummy data, you can always reset the business and it will just clear every data. You can close the business if you don't need to use the platform, and this will also cancel the subscription if you already have one. Okay. And then you have got personal details. Again, can simply select personal settings, so you can change any other notifications and stuff like that from this section as well. All right. And then the final option we have got here is the question mark. Basically, this gives you a drop down where you can go to the help guides. We have got extensive help articles that you can consult if you feel stuck. You've got community support and contacting the support team option on the paid versions. So you can simply send us a message, upload files. If you come across some bug or glitches, you can always send us a screenshot, and our team will be able to respond to you as quickly as possible. You can always also give us a call and code the support code, so our team will be able to review your account with you as well. So that option is also there. And the community support is again available to ask questions if you have to, and review any other queries that may have been asked in the past. You can also review them under the visit our forum section as well, which is also really helpful to improve your confidence with the system. All right. And again, in case you need to make any other changes or add any businesses, you can simply add a new business from here. Say you have already set up your property account, but you want to add another sole trader business. You can come here and add business from this section as well. In case you wanted to add a full accounting platform or full accounting package, you can also add it from here as well. So basically all the business come under one account, which shows multiple drop downs list. So you can always switch between your businesses from this drop down all the time. All right. So that's pretty much it, really. We have pretty much covered everything on the dashboard area. In case you come across any issues, you can always get back to us, send us a message, and we'll always be happy to help. Okay, let's just go back to the presentation again. So this is the QR code for the knowledge base. So I'm going to give you some time to simply take a screenshot or scan the QR code to this. This will direct you to our knowledge base articles, so you can save it or always go from the dashboard area as well, which I have showed earlier. And that's pretty much it, really. Thank you very much for attending the event today, and we hope you like and enjoy your MTD journey with Clearbook Systems, and get back to us in case you are stuck or have any sort of queries. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Cheers.